What's up, friends? It's time. We're here for the last 2 episodes of True Detective. Cannot wait to finish off this season because I've been loving it and I can't wait to see how everything wraps up in the different storylines. And as I mentioned at the end of last episode, I don't know how they're going to wrap up everything in just 2 episodes because I still feel like there's a lot of loose ends, a lot of information that we still need to learn. And so I'm expecting some pretty jam-packed, tense episodes here, but I'm really excited to get into it. Kind of bittersweet though, obviously, because finishing a great show is always tough, but I'm sure I will love these last 2 episodes and hopefully they wrap everything up nicely. Hopefully you guys are excited to watch with me for this. Appreciate all your support on this watch through so far. I guess kind of the main things that we have questions on, obviously they still haven't officially found the Yellow King, who's been referenced a lot, although last episode I thought there might have been some subtle references to Tuttle being the Yellow King just because of what he was wearing and kind of the aura of his office, but we'll see there. He definitely seems like a shady guy who's done a lot of shady business deals. And then also I'm super stoked to finally see future Marty and future Rust interact with each other, knowing how all their history has built up now with the 2 timelines we've seen in the past. And because that's where we ended last episode, I wonder if that's just going to be where we start this one. So if it is, can't wait for that. But I'm ready to get into this one, so if you guys are ready, let's go ahead and hop into episode 7. Is this where they're going to be meeting? Oh my gosh, this is so freaking exciting right now.
You look like you're doing all right.
Father Time has his way with us all. Say, you must have pissed him off.
Marty's still going in on Rust even in the future. Can't imagine how difficult it'd be to do this knowing all that's happened between them.
State PD's asking about Lake Charles murder. You think he'll cover something like that up? Who knows what else they've covered up? What you think?
I think you don't look particularly healthy.
Years of difference, still the same Marty when it comes to casework.
And what did you alienate every other person in your life, and then finally you came back to me in the rotation?
If you wouldn't have clipped Ledoux back then, we might have got the whole story out of him.
Oh, dang, that's right, man. Come after him. Imagine getting upset at Rust when he's been covering for you all these years.
The only way for you to understand what I'm on to here is for me to show you.
No. You know what? I don't think I've been very clear with you, Russ. If you were drowning, I'd throw you a barbell.
Oh gosh, dude. Marty legit still hates this man with a passion.
Why would I ever help you?
Because you have a debt.
Oh, that resonated. It's pretty impressive what they're able to do with their performances, how they're playing the same characters, but at very different stages of their life. And so in a way, it's almost like they're playing completely different characters because they've had so much evolution between the past and then the present.
There's a group of men, sacrifices. Well, I think Tuttle recognized the scene. That's why he came down there, Jiminy Quick, with the task force, and that's why he tripped out when I talked to him in '02.
Love that because of how detailed all the past information it showed us was. I can understand everything that he's referencing there now.
Accusations of child molestation at a preschool funded by Tuttle. The name of that school was Shepherd's Flock.
This man has researched it all. Rust is a legendary detective.
Shepherd's Flock. We'd go to sleep. Only sometimes I didn't feel like I was asleep. I felt like I was still awake, but I must have been asleep because I couldn't move.
Oof, geez, dude. So freaking dark.
You ever see these men's faces?
Once. They didn't all have animal faces. He had bad scars all around his mouth, like the bottom half got all burned up.
Shoot, that lines up with what the other girl said, because she was talking about somebody with a scarred face.
Are you saying that you think that this hypothetical killer was an old school teacher?
You remember him?
Yeah.
I freaking hate that face, man. So horrifying to look at.
I don't know who he is. I don't know where he is. I don't know where this whole thing starts, but it ends with him.
If we have to see something that looks like that in real life, I don't know if I'll be ready for that.
Right after Katrina. Says he kept running across these stick things, as he called them. Look familiar? Think our man had a real good time after the hurricane.
Gosh, man, I can't even fathom the evil depths you have to go to be that kind of a monster.
Why don't you just give it to Papa Nia and Gilboa?
They may be pawns in this thing and not even know it.
Come on.
Look, Eddie Tuttle is the goddamn senator of this state.
If we jumped in this scene without context, it'd sound like he's just a big conspiracy theorist. But I don't blame him for being so suspicious with everything it showed us.
It's like you've been alone too long. You know, like you maybe told yourself this story and kept drinking until you believed it.
How does Marty not see the significance of everything he's found?
I had my time where I wondered if this was all in my head. The time passed.
What happened to Billy Lee Tuttle?
It's something you're gonna have to look at.
Oh shoot, bro. Extremely interested to find out that.
Mace, is she back from Chicago yet?
3 months ago.
What was it?
AmeriCorps.
Dang, they're like complete strangers right now. I'm guessing he has absolutely no visitation rights or anything. Surprised she's willing to meet with him, though.
I want to ask you about those cops.
They just wanted to know about you and Rust. Mostly Rust. They wanted to know about the fight.
Interesting. So this is after he met with Rust, I'm guessing?
But they think Rust did something.
I know. He didn't.
I didn't think he did.
Dang straight, man. Rust is a straight shooter.
Found those in the safe there. Paper stock's over 15 years old.
God damn it.
These, they aren't bad if you don't know what you're looking at.
Ugh, that's so messed up. Definitely their guy, or at least involved with it.
There's a videotape.
Oh no. I don't think I want to watch that, man. This is gonna get real sketchy, I feel like. Oh, and Rust has seen it before, clearly. Oh man, my heart's racing right now. I'm just dreading this moment. I feel like Rust doesn't even want to see it in his peripherals anymore. He just knows how awful it is. Oh gosh, that's so horrifying, dude. There's those terrifying masks everyone keeps talking about.
No! Yeah!
Oh, that was genius filmmaking, only showing Marty's reaction at that last part. Just letting our imaginations do the worst. That should be all the convincing he needs.
You watch all that?
I had to see if any of the men took off the mask. I won't avert my eyes. Not again.
Mad respect to Russ, dude. He's willing to sacrifice his own sanity if it means catching them.
You killed Tuttle.
I assumed that he was thinking he was going to be blackmailed. And I think some people took him out after they found out what was taken from the safe before he had a chance to.
Oh, jeez, this is getting insane.
What can I do to help?
He's talking about pulling everything there is on Door Lane. I got names and family members.
Let's go, man. Let's bring this team back together. Hopefully now that they're older and they're doing it for better reasons, I feel like they may work more efficiently and faster. Hopefully they can actually have a positive relationship now. Definitely dire circumstances can force you to have that.
How you been? You know, besides work, what do you do?
Oh, sorry. I don't ever remember you asking me a personal question before. You know, I just stay busy.
It's taken all this time for them to actually open up to each other and have a genuine conversation.
Is there anything you remember that you can tell us about these guys?
Any chance you ever saw a third man with him? A man who had a bunch of scars?
It's weird you say that.
Oh, shoot. They're getting somewhere finally with this guy.
They introduced us to the guy, his face underneath his nose and cheeks. Scarred. Gave me funny looks all night. Every time I glanced at him, staring at me.
Yikes, dude. That'd be so freaking terrifying. How's no one else managed to find this out until now?
You, ever see him again? The guy with the scars?
Never again. I'd remember.
Jeez, dude, I love the way that they're building this character up just to be so ominous. Definitely good at creating suspense.
I don't like this place. Nothing grows in the right direction.
I bet Marty hates hearing those phrases again.
You worked for Mr. Sam Tuttle 19 years, right?
Yes.
So you knew his son, Billy Lee?
Mm-hmm.
What about extended family, cousins?
It's very interesting. I don't know if there's any significance to it or if it's just a subtle detail about his character, but anytime Rust is trying to connect or interview somebody, I feel like he reaches out and touches their hand, or just touches them in general, makes physical contact.
You remember one that maybe had scars all across the bottom of his face?
I think that was Mr. Sam's grandchild.
His daddy did that to him, that poor boy.
Oh, we got a name. They're making some progress pretty fast here.
I shouldn't be talking to you about this.
It's okay. Could you have a look at something for me? One thing. Just have a look, see if you recognize it.
Is he showing her the... Oh, it's the twig design.
You know, Carcosa, death is nothing. You need to leave. You know, Carcosa. You rejoice, Carcosa.
Oof. Dang, bro. Second time that I've gotten like some chills from an interview that Rust conducts. Last time was that girl. This must be some majorly dark, bad stuff to make pretty much everybody who talks about it, who knows the details, just freak out like that.
Sure hope that old lady was wrong.
About what?
That death not being the end of it.
Yeah, I guess I didn't even consider that. I'd hope that's not literal. It's also interesting the way that they stood next to each other there, because I think it was episode 1. They stood that same way, but they weren't looking at each other. They were looking opposite directions. Don't know if that was anything beyond just an artistic choice.
The only person can arrest a sheriff is the governor.
Just have a little chat.
He ain't got to talk with you.
I got a car battery and 2 jumper cables argue different.
Freaking genius. Dude will not take no for an answer. Always got a plan in his back pocket.
Hey, on the phone, you were saying something about that Fontenot girl.
Yeah.
Why's that on your radar?
Oh, it's nothing. It's just extended family wants to locate.
Like this camera move right here, just walking around following him.
My recall, girl's mom was single, drug charges. Little girl went to live with her birth daddy.
Dude strapped. Why is he packing heat on a golf course?
And you talked to the family directly back then?
No, Ted Childress, sheriff. He knew him.
Childress, that's the name that lady mentioned in the last scene. Connections are starting to be made.
That client you got, asking about the Fontenot girl. You let him know I'd be happy to talk to him.
Don't worry about it.
Well, they want to talk, you let them know.
Don't go too fast, Sheriff.
Not me.
Get on Marty for doing some old-fashioned detective work right there. It's one of the few times I feel like he's actually done an interview in this series. I like this version of Marty much better than the version we've been getting in the past. Actually making some progress. Is that Maggie? Bro, is this their first meeting since the fateful night? What's she doing showing back up?
Rust, it's good to see you.
Well,
I love it, man. He doesn't freaking care about pleasantries. Reads straight through her. This man does not beat around the bush.
Just tell me it's something that's not gonna get him hurt.
I can't tell you that. It never sat right with me, you asking me to lie to you about him. Get on out of here. You're classing the place up.
Oh, dude. No one's more entertaining than Rust when he's in a room with someone he detests. Can't blame him, though. She really tanked his life there for a bit.
I saw something. Baby. Tweaker. Tried to dry the kid in a microwave. Saw that, what he'd done. I thought, never again.
I don't blame him one bit. I wouldn't be able to recover from that. That's about as awful as you can possibly get. I'm glad that it didn't show us fully that either.
Why'd you come back?
This, something I had to see to. My life's been a circle of violence and degradation. As long as I can remember, I'm ready to tie it off.
He's got some good motivations. Can see where he's coming from there. I like how when Marty asks him why'd he come back, he was probably expecting a different answer, but Russ literally just told him the truth the first time.
You know that Fontenot girl going off with her daddy? Was it you knew for a fact she went with her daddy, or somebody told you that that's what happened?
He's got to be careful, man. He's going to start getting suspicious with so many questions.
I said all I remember about the girl, and don't ask again.
Thing is, Steve, I ain't gonna ask you. He is.
Oh, yes! Oh, these masterminds. That was such a phenomenal reveal. They're done playing games.
Don't look at me. I ain't never been able to control him.
Come on.
But you're done after this. I'll have Boss Cracker splitting your ass in Angola.
This is the classic good cop, bad cop. Although Marty just might turn into the second bad cop here as well. Such beautiful scenery. I don't know how many shows or movies, for that matter, have taken place in Louisiana that I've seen.
We going in the right direction. We heading south.
And that's gonna hit us to 49.
No, we not looking for the 49. We looking for the church.
I know we're looking for the church. We ain't got no church.
These dudes, never thought we'd see these guys out of the interview setting.
You know there's a little church around here, pretty old, black minister?
You must mean Son of Life, sir. That place shut down. 05, I think, just after all them hurricanes.
Are they working the same case or a different case?
You know how to get to 49 from here?
About 7 miles of fields, you'll hit 49 before Crowley.
Know your way around, huh?
I know the whole coast. My family.
Thanks.
Hold up, y'all shouldn't have just cut him off right now. Dude just said my family something, and we were just getting done talking about with the governor about somebody's family.
My family's been here a long, long time.
Oh my gosh, bro, is that him? I saw a bunch of scars right there. Yo, that could be him. What? I don't know if it's just the fact that he's on a riding lawnmower, but is that the same guy that they talked to on a mower in the episode 3 or 4, whatever it was? Man, I'm shocked that they showed it, that they showed us who it was without Rust and Marty getting to him first. Love this shot. Holy cow, man, only one more episode to go. Well, I guess now we know who to look for in the future scenes, knowing before Rust and Marty. I'll have to, go back and check and see if he is the same guy that was doing the riding lawnmower in that other episode, because that'd be absolutely insane if they put him in the show in another scene and, I didn't even realize that was the guy. That'd be genius, just putting him right under our noses. I'll be honest though, his neck scars did not seem as severe as I thought it was going to be, just based off the drawing and the way that people were talking about him. But then again, just from that frame, I could just see the one side of his face, so maybe it's worse. Well, somehow in just 60 more minutes or however long it's going to be, they're going to wrap up everything. So I am so beyond excited to see how this story closes, because this was another great episode, some great scenes. Love the interactions between future Marty and future Rust. Those were fantastic, definitely worth the wait, and it was cool to see them surprisingly actually working well together, and the true team combo that I think I expected from them in the beginning. So it only took 6.5 episodes to see that in action, but I think with the show having them at odds with each other for all the other episodes and never really getting too much done together, I think it definitely provided this with a bigger payoff feeling than it ever could have had if it did it earlier. So definitely can see the choice for that and can see the effectiveness of it, because certainly for me, it was much more enjoyable to watch knowing their history and how they haven't really had that companionship. It was also very interesting to see each of them have a scene interacting with Maggie as well, because obviously she has some pretty heavy history with both of them now as well, but it seems like everything's kind of tied off with her and everybody else there. So I don't know if we'll see her again in episode 8, because Marty kind of said his piece, said his goodbyes to her there, and surprisingly told her thank you. That was one of the few moments where he actually was genuine, I feel like, to her, because obviously we'd seen the darker side of their relationship and how he mistreated her in the past, and then obviously the great scene with her and Rust in the bar, and Rust definitely has no intentions of becoming any sort of friends with her again. And so surprisingly, I feel like really only the case itself is the only loose end left to tie up with all of this. But then again, we might obviously catch that guy, and we know who he is now, but it's another thing to kind of uncover who else is involved, because clearly there's some other corruption stuff going on. But this episode definitely had some great horror suspense type vibes throughout it, especially the tape scene. Thought that was phenomenally done, building suspense and dread. So these showrunners not only are capable at creating kind of a crime drama, but they definitely can handle the more evil, vile aspects of the story as well. And so loved those elements in this episode. Definitely interested to see if the information they get from the governor there is going to be the last piece in the puzzle to lead them to their guy. And so also, I guess we haven't still resolved who the Yellow King is, and so I don't know if the Yellow King is that guy with the scars, or if that's a completely different person. Maybe it is Tuttle and they've already answered it, but I'm excited to see how everything wraps up. I hope you guys enjoyed watching along with me for that episode. Definitely looking forward to the last one with you all. And so until then, I'll see you all later. Peace.